Yeah. Oh, now, and if you don't know where trouble stems from, yeah. Oh, now.
Hey, Google Maps don't know the way to go get back to scroll, send back the gold, every bit that you stole. In the physical, but not the soul. I need a way for crack the code. You learn, you teach, you give back to bro who plant the seeds. What you sow, cause on the non, take your time out. Oh my goodness, yes, my favorite song is playing. All right, so let it play there in the background. Let it play in the background. And it's the perfect song for what we're going to talk about today, right? So, we're going to discover the power and wisdom of African ancestral symbols in this episode. As we explore the meaning, history, and spiritual significance behind iconic symbols like Sankofa, the Ankh, Duafe, Nkyinkyim, Mmoa, and Gye Nyame. From lessons in self-love and resilience to protection, balance, and divine connection, these symbols carry centuries of African heritage and guidance. Join us as we uncover how incorporating these sacred symbols into your daily life, rituals, and spiritual practice can empower you, strengthen your connection to your roots, and inspire personal growth. But big up yourself, originals, and welcome to another episode of the Big Up Yourself show, where we lift up soul healing, truth, and the original you. If you're new here, please subscribe and turn on the notification bell so that you're notified when we go live, right? You need to be a part of this beautiful, affirming community. You are celebrated here. Look at culture. That's great. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Also, please press the thumbs up icon and do drop a kind, encouraging comment, and we thank you. Yes. Okay, so yeah, we are going to talk about some of these ancient symbols of our ancestors, language of our ancestors. And the first one we're gonna look, I'm not perfect with the pronunciations. Y'all can go turn on your pronunciation app and learn how to pronounce these better. But I'm gonna do what I can, okay? So, from the Akan people of Ghana comes a symbol and a saying. It goes, Bo mena memoa wo. And it means help me and let me help you. I love this, right? It is my favorite of all the symbols because I believe in the one hand washes the other theory. Okay. And it resonates very strong with me because my favorite word is the word support. And I love that word because none of us can get very far without it. Every single one of us needs support. So this symbol reminds me, I could just simply call it support, as another word, a synonym for this saying, or yeah. Bo mena me moi wo. Okay? Yes. At its heart, it's a declaration that life is not meant to be walked alone. It is a call to mutual aid, reciprocity, and solidarity. A reminder that we rise together when we lift each other up. Yeah. So I love this. I love this symbol. It speaks against the rugged individualism that the modern world often praises. It says we are stronger when we are interdependent, not just independent. It's not about charity that flows one way. It's about creating a cycle of giving and receiving that keeps a community alive and thriving. So it teaches us that your strength becomes more powerful when it empowers someone else. Your strength, oh, this is so good. Your strength becomes more powerful when it empowers someone else. And their strength will one day empower you in return. In African tradition, survival and prosperity were built on cooperation. Neighbors farmed together, raised each other's children, and celebrated each other's milestones. This principle isn't just cultural, it's spiritual. Right? So, some real life examples of the Boa Mena Me Mmoa Wo. One is community care in hard times. After a hurricane, neighbors shared generators, food, and shelter, knowing that today they need help, tomorrow they might be the ones in need. Business collaboration. Two small business owners cross-promote each other's work instead of competing, creating a bigger win for both. And family support systems. An aunt helps with childcare while a niece helps her aunt's small farm, each benefiting from the other's gift. And then skill sharing. One person teaches computer literacy to elders in exchange for elders teaching traditional herbal remedies. Yeah, that's the Boa Mena Mmoa Wo. Help me and let me help you. The symbol of support and interdependence. Let me know in the comments if you're familiar with this symbol, if you're familiar with the symbol and familiar with what it means. And then we come to the Sankofa. Sankofa. Now the Boa is my favorite, but the Sankofa, this one, is the one that I adapted for my emblem for my book. Yeah, I'll tell you why in a minute. Sankofa says, return and get it. It's a symbol of importance of learning from the past. Learning from the past in the Akan language of Ghana. This word carries a wisdom that is so timeless. It feels like it was written into the very fabric of our souls. Sankofa is often translated as return and get it, right? Return and get it. A reminder that it's not taboo to go back for what you have forgotten, lost, or left behind. The symbol itself comes in two main forms. One is a bird turning its head, this one right here, backward while its feet face forward. And it's holding a precious egg in its beak. The other is a stylized heart shape. So either one of those represents Sankofa. And both carry the same meaning. We move forward in life, but we must never be too proud, too afraid, or too busy to look back and gather the lessons, the wisdom, and even the parts of ourselves that we may have abandoned. Carry the old ways that is the foundation of our DNA, the family, etc. Yes, culture. Thanks for that comment, my brother. Let me see if I can put that one up on. Yes, yes, indeed. Cultures locked on to the meaning of that. Sankofa teaches that the past is not a prison, right? But a treasure chest. Our history, personal and collective, is full of keys to understanding who we are today. Like you're saying, culture, for Africans in the diaspora, Sankofa is especially powerful. It calls us to reclaim our stories, our culture, our traditions, and our dignity. which colonization and slavery tried to strip away. But it's also personal, because maybe there's a dream you left behind, a truth you ignored, or a version of yourself that you buried because life got in the way. Sankofa says, go back, get it, bring it into the now. Because our future can only be as strong as the roots we plant in the soil of our past. Like you're saying, culture. And sometimes the thing you need most for your next chapter is something you already had back there, waiting for you to come and claim it. My book is coming in September, right? Right. My book is coming in September. And I want you to join the Village Revolution so I can let you know when you can pre-order the book and send you an invitation to the launch party. The link is in the description box. I bring that up because the Sankofa I'm using as the emblem for my book. Because the long and short of it, of my book, is actually the same message as the Sankofa, bringing you back to reclaim your spiritual identity, your spiritual gifts, your spiritual history, right? And bringing them back to the present. So, and here are 4 poignant real life examples of Sankofa. Reclaiming family recipes. Oh, let me see what. So go back for that dream we share. Oh my gosh, listen. The other reason this one resonates so strongly with me is, and I was about to cover it here, but I'll do it right now. I have gone, in writing this book, I have literally gone back and revived, gone back and fetched a lifelong dream, that of becoming a serious author. I swear, it's all working together. So, and it turns out that this is the emblem that I'm using for my book. And I didn't even quite put it together until today. I'm using the emblem of Sankofa as the emblem, with the message of return and get it. And I went back and picked up a lost dream of being an author. It's amazing how it's all flowing together. It's absolutely amazing. This is how you know this moment is ordained and blessed, right? And here for a reason, for purpose. So one reason, one example of Sankofa is reclaiming like a family recipe or tradition. And maybe your grandmother used to cook a dish that was more than just food, it was story on a plate. Over time, life got busy and that recipe disappeared from the table. Then one day you go back, call up an elder and learn it and cook it and pass it on. That's Sankofa, reclaiming a piece of your heritage that nourishes not just the body, but the soul. Returning to your first love, art, music, in my case, writing. Perhaps you used to sing. I used to sing. Wish I started out this episode singing. I don't do it very well anymore, right? But perhaps you used to paint or write poetry in your youth, but responsibilities push it aside. Years later, you feel that old spark calling. Like me in writing this book, you pick up the brush, the pen. I picked up the pen or the guitar again. And that act of returning and allowing that gift to breathe again is Sankofa in action. Sankofa is in action in my life right now. Let me see what culture is saying. And there you are doing the wisdom of Sankofa. Yay! Big you up, big you up, big you up. Sankofa. Yeah, me writing and having always wanted to be a serious published writer. This symbol fits so well because not only am I writing about us going together or stuff, but I'm literally doing the same myself. Sankofa wisdom does say the only way we go forward is by looking back on that which is necessary to use when we reach there. Yes, yes, brother. Well said. Well said. Going back to get the equipment that we need for the work ahead. So, healing from unspoken family history, too. In some families, painful truths are buried to avoid conflict, but unspoken wounds still bleed. Going back might mean having hard conversations with elders, learning the real stories, and breaking generational patterns. That's Sankofa. Not to dwell in the pain, but to understand it so that the future can be different. And then restoring lost cultural knowledge. For many in the African diaspora, colonization erased languages, spiritual practices, and names. That's what my book covers. Some people today are learning the language of their ancestors, researching their lineage, and reviving rituals. Every word learned, every tradition reclaimed is an act of Sankofa, bringing the past forward to strengthen identity. And so now that you know what the symbol represents, will you be incorporating it more in your daily life? Let me know in the comments. Okay. All right. Now, I'm going to have t-shirts soon with these symbols on them, right? So stay tuned for that. Join the Village Revolution so that I can have your email address to notify you when these shirts are ready for purchase. The link to the Village Revolution is in the description box. And then we get to this one. Yes, I'm going to butcher the pronunciation, but it goes like Nkyinkyim, right? It's twisting. And it's a symbol of initiative, dynamism, and versatility. It's an Adinkra symbol from the Akan tradition that means twisting, twists and turns. It powerfully represents the unpredictable nature of life's journey and the resilience, adaptability, and dynamism needed to navigate it. It's often associated with service and overcoming adversity. Nkyinkyim honors the strength it takes to move through life's obstacles with flexibility and purpose. A symbol whose name means twisting, the reflection of many turns, bends, and unexpected shift of the journey of life. Okay, so at first glance, it might look like a decorative pattern, right? It looks like a decorative pattern that you could use, say, on some wallpaper or some beautiful fabric or for jewelry, right? But within its twist lies a deep lesson. Life will not hand you straight, predictable paths. The roads will curve. The ground will shift. Your plans will meet detours. And yet, it teaches that this is not a curse. It's an invitation. When you meet those detours of life, when things don't go quite how you expected them to, that's an invitation to become dynamic, versatile, and ready to adapt without losing your purpose. That's powerful stuff. Problems and challenges are an invitation to become dynamic, versatile, and ready to adapt without losing your purpose. So creativity, innovation, or life is not straightforward. No. And that's what this symbol symbolizes. Okay, it's often linked with service because serving others requires constant adjustment, patience, and the ability to meet people where they are. It's also tied to resilience, Not the kind that just survives the storm, but the kind that dances with it. Not the kind that survives the storm, y'all, but the kind that dances with it, learns from it, and emerges stronger. This is what this twisting symbol represents. Nkyinkyim says the world will twist, so be ready to bend, but never break. When you embrace life's curves, you find hidden routes, new perspectives, and the strength you didn't know you had. Oh my gosh. This almost makes you want to welcome and call in some trouble, because that's going to strengthen you, right? That's going to eventually, in the end, make you greater, make you wiser, make you stronger. Dance in the storm. Yet the detours don't really take you off course, because we're still going forward. True. Still going forward. We're dancing in the storm. Right. So real life examples of this here sign, I'm not even going to say it again. Real life examples is like career changes, right? You train for one career, but an unexpected opportunity or setback pushes you into a completely different path, and it turns out to be where you truly thrive. It could be parenting adjustments. A parent learns to adapt their expectations and methods to teach the unique needs of a child, especially when life circumstances change. Surviving setbacks. Someone loses their home in a fire, but uses the moment to rebuild not just a house, but an entirely new life in a different city. And service work. A community organizer shifts plans mid-project to meet urgent needs during a crisis, proving that flexibility can save more lives than rigid planning. And that is this one right here. I am not going to say it again. Okay. And now we come to the Duafe. This one is, let's see what culture says here again. I'm loving this ongoing conversation with culture. And look at the end of the road, how many paths you now have to travel on from these lessons learned on the twists and the turns. Look at that. Yeah. Beautiful stuff. So the Duafe is a wooden comb, and it's a symbol of beauty and cleanliness, symbols of desirable feminine qualities. Why couldn't be male qualities too, desirable male qualities? Why does beauty always have to be on the shoulder or the face and the body of the woman? Anyway, the meaning of this symbol is characterized slightly different in the Adinkra dictionary, and the values of Adinkra symbols. The former emphasizes more abstract qualities of feminine goodness, love, and care, while the latter has more literal interpretation, looking one's best and good hygiene. In any case, the Duafe was a prized possession of the Akan woman, used to comb and plait her hair. It also simply means take care of yourself. So the wooden comb, we already said it's a symbol of beauty, cleanliness, and qualities that make a person truly radiant inside and out. I like this part. Radiant inside and out. It's not about the external beauty only, but internal beauty is just as important. In ancient Akan society, a beautifully carved wooden comb was more than a grooming tool. It was a prized possession. often passed down as a gift, symbolizing not only personal care but also love, tenderness, and the nurturing spirit. The Duafe carries two layers of meaning. On the literal level, it reminds us of the importance of looking our best, keeping ourselves clean, well groomed, and presenting to the world in a way that reflects dignity and self respect. On a deeper, more symbolic level, the Duafe speaks to the intangible beauty of character, kindness, compassion, and care for others. Yeah, I'm loving this one too. While traditionally linked to feminine qualities, the wisdom of the Duafe is universal. Okay. It tells us that true beauty is a harmony of inner grace and outer presentation. Harmony of inner grace and outer presentation. That's so beautiful to me. So poetic, right? You can comb your hair and polish your shoes, but if your heart is tangled with bitterness or neglect, the beauty is incomplete. Weren't our ancestors so wise? Weren't our ancestors so wise? Studying this ancestral stuff is like, it's so mind expanding, right? Culture has an interesting perspective. He says her emotions are linked to how she cares for her hair. Now he puts a question mark, so I'm not sure if he's asking or making a statement. Either way, it makes perfect sense that her emotions could be linked to how she cares for her hair. But it makes me think about me and my hair. Oh my goodness. I was going to say we have a love-hate relationship, but I don't in any way hate my hair. I love it. I just don't enjoy the process of caring for it. And I feel like that's something I need to get a new mind reset about. Anyways, Duafe has got us thinking about these things, okay? It whispers a truth that transcends time. When you care for yourself in body, mind, and spirit, you honor not only yourself, but everyone whose life you touch. Ain't that so? Who said this? I think it was Tom Ford said that dressing well is a form of good manners. Yeah. 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 And yet I am not as concerned about my physical outer beauty as I am way more concerned with my internal beauty. So I am not even the type of woman to get dressed up all the time. You understand? But when I do, okay? But I care, but I'm constantly dressing my insides. And we know about the power of our emotions and motivation. Yes, indeed, sir, we do. So real life examples of Duafe in action: personal grooming with pride. Personal grooming with pride. A young woman keeps her hair and her clothes neat, not for vanity, but because she wants to meet the world with confidence and dignity. Remember, the colonizers have an issue with our hair. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Yeah. So we shouldn't. So self-care is as healing. Someone going through depression starts with small acts of self-care: bathing regularly, moisturizing, and dressing with intention as part of reclaiming their mental health. Look at that. Look at that. Bathing regularly, moisturizing, and dressing with intention is part of reclaiming mental health. That makes so much sense. Because so many times when people become depressed or so, they don't want to bathe. They don't want to do their hair. Okay. Kindness in daily life. A neighbor not only looks after her own home, but makes a habit of bringing food or checking in on others, radiating beauty through service. Passing down traditions. A grandmother teaches her granddaughter how to plait hair while sharing family stories, blending physical beauty with cultural bonding. We see that in our community a lot. And then the next one is Gye Nyame. Gye Nyame. And it simply means except for God. And it's the symbol of the supremacy of God. In the Akan tradition, one of the most revered Adinkra symbols is Gye Nyame, which means except for God. It is a bold declaration of the supremacy, omnipotence, and eternal nature of the divine. To wear or display Gye Nyame is to proclaim that no power, no force, and no authority exists above God. It is a statement of faith and humility that all things begin and end with the Creator, and nothing happens without divine will. The beauty of Gye Nyame is that it is both an anchor and a shield. In times of uncertainty, it reminds us that no human plan or earthly challenge can overrule God's ultimate authority. In moments of pride, it humbles us, reminding us that our talents, successes, and even our breath come from a source greater than ourselves. It is a symbol of deep trust that even when life seems chaotic or unfair, there is an order known only to God. To live with Gye Nyame in your heart is to walk with both courage and surrender, knowing that your steps are guided by the one who sees the whole picture. So real-life examples of Gye Nyame in action is faith through hardship. A farmer loses an entire crop to drought, but plants again the next season, trusting God's timing instead of giving up. Letting go of control. A parent releases anxiety over child's choices, praying and trusting that God's plan will unfold for them. Protection in danger. Someone survives an accident and attributes their survival to God's hand over their life. Humility in success. An entrepreneur publicly thanks God for their business growth, acknowledging that they're a steward, not the sole architect of their blessings. And now we come to the final one, the Ankh. The Ankh is a lot of people's favorite. So the Ankh of Egyptian African tradition. It is one of the most recognizable symbols from ancient Kemet, known today as Egypt. Okay. Akan was an African civilization in the northeast corner of the continent along the Nile River. The word Kemet means the black land. I feel like I need to check that map to be sure. Anyway, the word Kemet means the black land, referring to the rich, dark soil that sustained its people. Though the Greek later called it Aegyptus, giving us the modern name Egypt, Kemet's roots, culture, and spirituality were deeply and unmistakably African. Hello. For those of you walking around with it that are not of African descent and not connected to the heritage and the origin of this symbol, the Ankh dates back at least 4,000 to 5,000 years. As early as the dynastic period, circa 3100 BCE. It was central in Kemetic spirituality, often depicted in tombs, temples, and sacred art as the key of life. And so the Ankh predates the Adinkra symbols. The Adinkra symbols emerged much later, like in the 17th to 19th centuries. Yeah. So the Ankh is shaped like a looped cross. It is often called the key of life, and for good reason. The Ankh represents life itself, not just physical life, but eternal life, the kind that transcends death. In African tradition, the Ankh embodies balance. The loop at the top symbolizes the feminine, the vertical bar, the masculine. So the loop up here symbolizes the feminine, and this here, the masculine. And together they form a sacred union that sustains creation. It also represents the bridge between the spiritual and material worlds, reminding us that we are both divine and human. In the temples and tombs of Kemet, gods and goddesses, especially Isis and Osiris, were often depicted holding the Ankh, offering it to humans as a sign of divine protection, authority, and everlasting life. But the Ankh was not just an ornament. It was not just an ornament. It was a spiritual tool. It was a spiritual tool believed to guard against harm, affirm our sacred origin, and connect us to the Creator. This is why I'm using the Ankh a lot in my life today. It's also a symbol of defiance. To hold it is to affirm life in the face of those who seek to steal it. It's to stand strong against oppression and declare, we will not be erased. All of us should be wearing Ankhs all over the place every day. In that sense, it becomes a shield and a banner, reminding us that no system, no matter how powerful, can sever our connection to the source. It is also a guide to inner harmony. The Ankh's design reflects both feminine and masculine energies, inner harmony, inviting us to balance and harness them within ourselves. In times of struggle, that balance can help us navigate the fight for justice with both grace and strength. To carry or wear the Ankh today is to declare that you walk under divine protection, that your life is part of an eternal flow, and that you claim your spiritual sovereignty. It is a shield, a blessing, and a key all in one. Wearing the Ankh is resistance to oppression, marginalization, and subjugation. I'm wearing the Ankh right now. I'm wearing it on my shirt, and I'm wearing the one that's shaped just like a key, right? And I'm actually wearing an Ankh necklace. I'm wearing an Ankh ring. And if you look above me here on my wall, I have a representation of it up there too. So yeah, I am well protected, okay? And I'm putting up resistance. Comment if you are familiar with the Ankh, or if you wear it or display it around. So the Ankh today, wearing an Ankh pendant is not just fashion. It's not just fashion, but a daily reminder that life is sacred and I am divinely protected. Drawing or placing the Ankh on the wall, altar, or doorway invites divine energy into your home. Yes, indeed. And incorporating it in ritual use, in meditation or ceremony, as a visual and energetic key to connect with higher realms. And for ancestral connection, including the Ankh in memorials or ancestor altars to honor the eternal nature of life and the unbroken lineage of the spirit. The Ankh in balance lies the understanding of complementary opposite forces or situations. That is so true. Yeah, that's good, culture. That is so good. And the Ankh lives in me. I am the Ankh because I am life. That was the teaching. That is good. That's it. The whole continuity of life, the whole immortality concept. Yes, that's the Ankh representation there. That's a simplified explanation. Complex yet simple. Complex yet simple. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. It lives in me. I am the Ankh because I am life. That was, yes. You're absolutely right there. All right. So wearing, carrying, or using our ancestral symbols as decor or in rituals is more than aesthetic. It's an act of remembrance, empowerment, and spiritual connection. Each symbol carries the wisdom, strength, and guidance of our ancestors, inviting us to walk in balance, protection, and purpose. By honoring these symbols, we reclaim pieces of ourselves, reconnect with our heritage, and allow our teachings to guide our lives today. Let them be a daily reminder that we are rooted in a rich, sacred lineage, and that the power of our ancestors flow through us every step of the way. By wearing, displaying, or honoring these sacred symbols, we carry our ancestors' wisdom, strength, and protection into every moment of our lives. And just as these symbols guide, protect, and empower us, you too can harness that same energy in your own life. That's exactly what we explore in my visualization clinic, where you learn to connect deeply with your spiritual self, set clear intentions, and manifest your goals with purpose and clarity. Visualization is one of the spiritual technologies our ancestors used to manifest their goals and align with higher purpose. Today, science shows us that mentally rehearsing your desired outcomes activates the brain's pathways for success, making what you see in your mind happen in reality. So if you are ready for spiritual healing with a spiritual midwife, and if you're ready to step into your power, embrace your sacred potential, and turn your visions into reality, join us today. Click the link below to secure your spot, and let's start this transformative journey together. Say ayi bobo, and so it is. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and drop a kind comment. See you soon. And let me see what Coach's parting words are. The love, the returning, the life, the wisdom. I say, oh, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you for keeping me company today, my friend. We'll talk offline. And oh, I see you could type today. You could leave a message today. That's awesome. I'm glad you could do that. So I'm going to sign off now, and then I'm going to jump online with you. Okay? Once again, thank you.